Alright guys, this is Benji from Legacy Invaders, and I'm actually here with Radio Boy, also from Legacy Invaders, and we're actually going to be spectating a duel between Faranzia Vice and Ethan Yukihiro.
Both of which are from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Amino.
I don't know what they're playing. I'm pretty sure Ethan mentioned something about Speedroids. And Vice, just so you know, Radio is a girl, and I'm not sure what she's playing.
Oh, well, we'll see right now.
Well, Ethan opened and passed, so it looks like he's got a bad hand.
Well, it depends on the deck he's running. Could actually be a good situation for him.
Maybe. It could be well, he's probably playing Speedroids, but I'm not sure.
Well, we have 2 set cards and 1 monster set.
Yeah, so it looks like that was a semi-weak open as well, but, you know, sometimes what appears weak is really strong. We'll find out, I guess, when some of these cards start flipping face up.
Yep, we will. And there's another set.
Okay. They could be Shaddolls, they could be Subterrors. I'm very eager to find out.
I am as well.
Yeah. I was expecting, like, open Terror Top. Ooh. Looks like Vice is playing Burn.
Shaddolls Kamada. Could be.
Shaddol Burn? That seems odd. He was playing Speedroids, so he's got the OCG card. No. Bamboo Horses actually just came out, right?
I think so.
Oh, what? Aromages.
Aromages with Shaddol.
This is a
Chain.
very bizarre deck so far. So
Yes, it is.
I'm very curious what the goal is here. I guess the idea is to maintain a life point advantage using burn cards so that the Aromages can do their thing.
That does make sense.
I'm not familiar with the Bamboo Horse.
So you can banish cards and 1 win monster from deck to the graveyard. Yep.
And Speed Recovery is the Monster Reborn of the Speedroid deck. So we got a Terror Top, which also gives us a Taken Borg.
Yes, it does. Alright, he has 2 level 3s now, and 1 level 4. Oh, and a tuner level 1.
Yeah. Wind Witch. It's a Wind Witch. I'm not familiar with the Wind Witches.
So special summons when you have 2 or more wind monsters.
Okay.
And they all have to be wind.
Alright, and Taken Borg's actually activated its effect, which I haven't seen because it's always been played in BA, so now he can only special summon wind monsters for the rest of the turn.
Yep. Now he has 2 tuners. Let's see what he's going to special summon.
Clear Wing, which could just be an upgrade into a Crystal Wing, which is the case.
And it is.
Now Ethan also has some defense set up in the graveyard now because of the what is it? Triad dice. I always forget which one's which, the Triad and the Red-Eyed. I guess it didn't look like a Red-Eyed dice.
I think the red-eyed one has the blue background, kind of.
It does, but it also has like some red spots floating around it. I was trying it in a deck, but it didn't stay. Oh,
and Rosemary chains.
Rosemary. Negated by Crystal Wing. Considering it doesn't appear there'll be any other effects being activated on Vice's side of the field, I guess using that Crystal Wing is the most sensible thing to do. Now Vice is playing very far behind here.
Well, she has a disadvantage of 2 set cards and Crystal Wing on the field, so...
She is winning in life points, though.
Ooh. And there goes Fusion for the Shaddolls.
I love Shaddol Fusion, and it looks like it's going to be live throughout both games because the Speedroid deck is a synchro deck, so it'll constantly have monsters summoned from the extra deck on the field. Although I'm not sure which monster can get over Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. I'm not even sure if any of them can.
Not sure either. And
so with Shaddol Fusion, they sent Kananga and Beast. So Beast gave him a free card, and we got a Shekinaga on the field.
Oh, he could negate an effect.
He's also
he
going to
has a
force. He was also Vice was trying to force the activation of Crystal Wing by attacking into it with a monster above level 5. I mean, level 5 or above. We got another Take Borg. In the only deck where drawing Take Borg is not a bad thing.
Makes sense.
I'm predicting a red-eyed dice. What do you think?
It would be probably. And yes, it is.
So
There it
it's
is.
going to be some sort of level 7, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Level 7. Yes.
Wind Synchro Monster. It's usually what's going
Another
on.
clear wing.
Could be Clear Wing because he is limited to winds. So yeah, he's got Clear Wing. So
Yep. There's clear wing.
now he can negate the effects of level 5 or higher monsters. So now Shekinaga can't get over Crystal Wing using that trick. Read dice.
And he brings back
a Speedroid tuner with its effect negated. Also roll a die and its level becomes that level. So there should be a die roll appearing on the screen momentarily. Or, oh, it did. It was level 4. Okay. And
Alright, high speed relevel. Banish 1 from the graveyard, target 1 synchro monster to in his face. The level becomes the banished level monsters. Alright. So it brings again clear wing, crystal wing.
Yeah, but it seemed like an odd use of that spell card, because we banished something just to make the Crystal Wing. It actually had more attack points before as well. I guess he wanted to ensure that he could negate the effect of 2 monsters.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to jump over flip cards if you don't know what they are.
Well, Vice just left a huge opening here for Ethan to just attack directly for game with... Oh! Oh, because one of the effects activated in the damage step, the attack did not replay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I forget that happens.
Well, it seems like Ethan has the major advantage here. He has 2 crystals, 1 set, and 2 crystal wings, which is kind of odd, but pretty advantageous in this case.
Yeah. Now Vice is able to keep recycling and reusing the Shaddolls fusion, at least until Crystal Wing negates the effect of a Shaddolls monster.
Pretty much.
But it'd be very nice right now to have access to a Dark Hole or a Geki.
It would be.
But by sending Dragon, they can destroy. Vice can actually destroy the back row, and based on the chain link order, it's actually not possible to negate the effect of Dragon.
Yep, and he brings about Falco to her hand.
Yeah, and Ethan decided not to negate the effect of Hedgehog, so he still has 2 negates available. And
yep, and that brings about Star Venom Fusion Dragon.
I'm not familiar with this card. I assume this is probably the new boss monster for the next set, right?
Probably. Once per turn, you can target 1 level 5 or lower monster your opponent controls. Into the end phase, this card's name becomes that monster's. Replace its effect with the monster's original effects.
It'd be a pretty good effect to steal.
Would have been.
And it's just 2 non-dark monsters on the field. It's pretty good.
And
it's a pretty good fusion requirement.
Yep.
Although with 2 Crystal Wings, I guess it wasn't really possible to get a monster effect off at all.
Okay, we have 2 sets and pretty much 2 Crystal Wings. We'll see what happens from this part on.
Speed Recovery is providing a free Terratop. Yeah, I thought about trying to make larger Speedroid engines and decks just to see if I could use things like Speed Recovery better.
Well, it seemed like he did a good use for it. Bring back Taka. Can't pronounce the name sometimes. Well, yeah. And Red Eyes dice once again.
Well, I'm rooting for Vice to have a Mirror Force face down to make this much more interesting. But
yep,
based on what I've seen so far, I'm not sure that would be a card that'd be in this deck.
But great to have a Drowning or Sandstorm right about now.
Drowning's been in a lot of decks, but this isn't the type of deck that's going to intentionally do that. And Ethan makes a very pro play, intentionally putting both Crystal Wings in defense just in case.
Yep,
Alright,
that
so
ended it.
yeah, it's for
So first,
cancel, and the game should reload in a second when they put up game 2.
all right, that was a pretty good match. Pretty good first duel.
Yeah, Speedroids can put out some really, really powerful stuff really quickly, so I'm very eager to see what kind of cards get sided in here.
Seemed like they both had a disadvantage at the beginning, but it seemed
Yeah,
like Ethan had his advantage at the beginning, but he sort of turned it around to his own advantage. End up winning this first duel.
yeah, you never really know what you're going to draw. One card can make a huge difference.
Yes, he can.
Yeah. Well, while we're doing that, I actually still have this Star Venom Fusion Dragon on my screen, so I'm just going to read that more carefully. If you could fuse 2 non-token dark monsters on the field, so I guess should all monsters. If this card is fusion summoned, you can make this card gain attack equal to the attack of one special summon monster your opponent controls. Once per turn, you can target a level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls until the end of the turn. This card's name becomes that monster's and replaces this effect with that monster's original effect. If this fusion summoned monster is destroyed, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. Surprised that effect didn't activate.
Alrighty, so we have another 2 sets and 1 monster set down, face down, and Ethan is making his play again. Brings about Dahama. Dama.
It's Kendama.
Kendama. Yeah, I'm looking at the card's name now.
Yeah, I know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro doesn't really update the Japanese names to the English names all that often. You'll also notice that it's called a Hyper Speedroid.
Yeah, I did. Alright, so Secret Barrel pops out.
Yeah, I'd really like to see how much burn can actually be done with this deck.
And another 2000 from Hedge.
Well, Kendama actually can cause some burn damage as well by just banishing machine cards from the graveyard. So they could go into a burn battle.
Pretty much.
Although there is Speedroid Den Daiko Duke is in the graveyard, and you can actually use it to special summon tuners from the graveyard. So, and there was some burn damage dealt by Kendama.
So we have Shadow Core now. Let's see.
Well, this is in Ethan's end phase, I believe. So we have a
Yes.
level 9 monster on the field now. Always wonder
We
why
can
they
also
made it level
sit
9.
And
And
Max
the Max
C.
C comes down to make it impossible to catch up. So Vice is definitely going to have to make some very careful decisions with the special summons here. I guess it was a nice play on Ethan's part by not sending the Maxi to the graveyard during the end phase last turn. Not choosing to,
Get a card from Shadow Core.
yeah. Because I kind of suspect that there's going to be an XC play and get a second, and that he'll actually get a second draw here.
And
I guess Vice decided that it wasn't worth going through the challenge, or doesn't have a monster worth summoning. Kendama is one of those annoying monsters that doesn't really go away.
I mean, it does if there's another monster in the field. But since there isn't, it pretty much comes back to the field.
Well, summoning Kendama actually will cost Ethan his normal summon for the turn.
Doesn't seem like that's slowing him down anytime soon.
Doesn't. Oh, I thought Dendaiko Dude actually summoned it from the graveyard. Oh, it says hand or graveyard.
It's either one.
Yeah. So we're getting 2 tuners now.
Yep.
Which looks like this could just be a play to boost to clear, then to Crystal Wing.
Looks so far.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because Shaddolls Core is level 9, attacking through that can also deal 3,000 damage. I've never seen anyone play
Core.
Anamolith before, or Anatolysis. I'm not sure which name is accurate. I think I've seen it Anatolis. I can't pronounce this particular name, but it's construct fused with Infernoid Deviati, and somehow they get a water monster, which made no sense.
Hmm. There's one Shadow and one water monster. It's pretty
Yeah,
much.
but by looking at the photo and certain card arts, you'll see like Void Vanishment. You can actually see Shaddol being strangled and frozen by Deviati. Um, yeah, some interesting card art out there. Like Shekinaga is actually a fusion of Construct and Cleafort Towers.
Oh. Ah. That's right. Never noticed
And
that.
and I think Wendigo stands out pretty good, pretty obviously as Petalfin from Ritual
Yes.
Beasts.
I believe so.
Construct I think stands alone as its own monster.
Alright, so Shadow Core goes to the grave. Now he has 2 sets and 1 set monster. And Crystal on the field.
Well, this could be a lot of effects that Ethan needs to negate with a Crystal Wing, so there are 2 face-down Shaddol monsters, I would assume. So we got Falco. If he allows Falco to go through, there'll probably be a free Anatonal Lilith.
Ooh.
But it is face down, so.
You could change the none, right?
The monster can't change its battle position the turn it's summoned, so
Yeah, I
it's
know.
not going to be flipping right now, but it is a wide open shot
Oh,
at Vice's life points through Shaddol Falco.
it's level 9 and a level 2 tuner. Wonder if he's playing something. It's level 4?
Well, this is an effect that's going to have to be negated.
Probably.
Wait, what? Okay, Squamata for some reason is going to destroy Shadow Core, which I guess will recover a Shadow Fusion. That makes
Yep.
sense now. That seemed really odd for a second there. I figured that Vice would at least attempt to force the activation of Crystal Wing.
Could have.
Oh. Ooh, interesting. Shaddol Hound. What does Hound do? I've never seen this.
It changes battle position of a monster on the field.
Oh, that's
When it's
cool. So
time space.
Shekinaga's going to get bounced, and Hound's going to flip up and a ton of Lilith. But
Yeah, that thing.
Battle
Alright, so
Fusion.
battle
What the
fusion.
heck is that? That was a huge
Weird.
attack boost both ways.
It
But that's
was.
going to wrap things up. I'm just going to take a quick peek at what Battle Fusion is. When an attack is declared involving a fusion monster you control and an opponent's monster.
Oh, because this card actually can only be played when when the attack is declared, it actually was not possible for Vice to win the game based on that.
But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this duel, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. If you don't like the duel, you can say that too. That's fine. And there'll be more duels in the future. Thank you guys for watching.